Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 what the fuck is up, everybody out there on the YouTube source? You go by Papa Tikyo coming to you alive again from another home awesome rant. Today I've got some, I don't know, I love, like, playing around with these rants when I'm at home, you know? These are so fun, because I get to just, at first I was using B-roll, from, like, other people's Japan footage, and then I was like, you know what? And then I started using B-roll from my Japan footage. And then I started just using, like, what was it, like, video game footage. And then I switched over to, like, video game mod footage. And now we've got, like, B-roll that I've gotten from other rants, plus the modded video game. I don't know, it's so cool, it's fun. And I like slowing down all this footage, too, because it's like, this is not supposed to be one of those things where you focus on, like, the video, you know, like, you can focus on the video, but that's not the main focus, right? And I don't know, this just kind of reminds me of, like, MTV videos, or like old school MTV random, like, you know, like midnight TV shows where it's like you don't know what the hell the purpose was of it, but you're like watching it anyway. And I don't know, I dig it. It's so cool. But anyway, yeah, how are you guys doing today? I wanted to record this yesterday, but I totally forgot that that was the topic that I wanted to start yesterday. So now I'm recording it today, which is, you know, this is a problem that me, you know, a guy who has been in Japan for a while falls into from time to time, and it is like, it's kind of falling out of Japanese, you know, and it's tough. It's a tough stuff, you know. It's a tough, hot, gay sex at the Bubenheim, right? So, that's why I'm making a rant today about this, because it's like, if you are one of those people where, even if you don't work at home like I do, there is a possibly high chance that it's so easy to isolate yourself from Japanese, or I guess any, like, language while you're in another country, right? Especially if you've got internet and a computer. And, yeah, for me, it's just like, I wanted to make this video because I was like, shit, I haven't used Japanese a lot recently, and this is one of those things where I really should use Japanese more often. And I'm like, you know what, why don't I just make a rant to remind myself that it's like, yeah, don't be stupid. And, yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. We're going to be talking about how to get back into Japanese immersion when you totally forget that you need to, you know, that you're like, oh man, like, how do you restart the engine, pretty much. That is what we are going to talk about today, my good lads. So, you know, buckle up, strap in. Somebody commented on the last video that I posted, and they were like, I really like your videos because I'll wait for at least 2 or 3 to queue up, and then I'll go and clean my house. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I've become, like, slow radio for people doing chores. But I mean, whatever, right? I mean, like, I do the same thing, right? Like, if I want to, if I'm going to be cooking or I'm cleaning around the house or something, I'll put on either, like, Come Town, or I'll put on some Joe Rogan or something. And, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But, like, but then again, it's like, well, wait. Why aren't you doing that in Japanese? Like, you've become like Jon Stewart from Half Baked, right? It's like, you know, you've done that, like, you know, what is it? It's like, you've ordered a pizza, but have you ever ordered a pizza on weed? It's like, yeah, you've listened to podcasts before, but have you ever listened to podcasts in Japanese? It's like, yeah, man. So, yeah, that's what this video is today. So, anyway, before I get into that, let me just do some self-promo since we're at the 4-minute point here. Hey, guys, I don't make any money from these videos. This is 100% fan-funded. So, if you guys like this content on a weekly basis, and you look forward to this, and you like hearing my thoughts and rambles about random shit pertaining to, like, my life and, you know, stuff in Japan, then you know what to do, guys. It's very simple. You can either, there's 3 ways you can support me, okay? Financially, I mean. Which is, the first one is you can go over to patreon.com/TKOSam, and you can go over there, and I have a bunch of, unlike other YouTubers, I have actually a lot of bonus content on there, and some of it's physical. Like, there is an option where I'll send you packages, or you get to meet me in person. I'll take you on a tour of Tokyo. And then there's digital stuff, too, where it's like if you wanted to learn Japanese, or if you want a consultation on how to move to Japan or how to learn Japanese, you can sign up for those, too. And, yeah, and also you get access to the super secret part of the Discord afterwards as well. So that's step one. Or that's option one. And then option two is that you could either you can go over and you can just go straight on YouTube, and you can give me a fucking what do you call it? You can either push the join button, and you can become a member on YouTube. And by the way, I show you guys at the end of my video usually when this happens. So if you guys want to be part of the video, you want to be you know, at the end of the video, then you can become a member. Same thing if you become a patron too. And if for whatever reason you don't want to become a member, you can always do a super chat during the premieres or the live streams. We do a live stream after each one of these videos gets uploaded. And yeah, you know, and if you don't want to, if you don't catch the live streams or the premieres, you can always drop a super comment or a super thanks, and your donation will show up in the comment section. It's very cool. Yeah, I think I should just start LARPing, being like homeless and being like, guys, I need help. Please pay me I see that guy, Nomadic Push. Every one of his videos, he gets all these donations in the comment section. I am super jealous of that. I'm like, God damn, I mean, to be fair, people like it when you're like, you're a struggling artist, right? Like struggling, starving artist, because it's like you don't have money, but at least you're trying, and people want to support that. And it's like, I guess maybe I don't show myself struggling enough. So it's like, I need more money. But nah, I mean, like, the full disclosure, this money does not go towards my living. I have a job, well, I have multiple jobs, and so those pay for all the bills and everything, guys. So all this money that you put in, it just helps fund the YouTube stuff. So don't ever think that you're like having to support my like lifestyle. Like, this is simply just for, like, you're giving me play money, pretty much is what it is, to make YouTube videos. But yeah, that's the second option. And then the third option is you can just donate directly to PayPal, or you could do like a Bitcoin, like crypto donation. All of those links are always down below in the video description. And for each dollar that you guys donate, it extends my weekly live stream by 1 minute after we hit the 60-minute mark. So yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so thank you guys so much always for the support. And if you don't have any money, that's fine. You can still show Dad that you love him and that you can support the live stream or whatever. You can support the YouTube channel by simply smashing the like button and leaving a comment. And I guess the comment of the day is, you know, how do you guys, like, how often do you guys have to remind yourselves to, like, swiftly kick your ass to get back into focus? And I guess also, are you guys studying Japanese too, and do you have any problems with getting back into immersion? Let me know. And yeah, speaking of which, big shout out to the people who love to support the channel. Here we go. Super chat of the week. Boom. Yes, thank you, good sir. Thank you for your service. Much appreciated. Yeah, I got to start doing this for my vlogs and like maybe the reactions too, huh? Getting my coffee in, hell yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so that's all the self promo. Good, boom, bam, out of the way. It's all good and shit. And yeah, guys. So what's the deal with sex? Yeah, I just, you know, it's funny. Like, I have been for the past, I don't know. I guess I could say 2 or 3 months, maybe longer. I have to check my journal to see how long I've been working on this stuff. But I've been trying to make like my whole goal for 2025, or at least early 2025, was to create a backlog of videos, because I don't know if any of you guys are new here, because I don't really, aside from doing shorts for this channel, I don't, and like advertising it in my vlogs, I don't really do a lot of marketing for this channel, you know, like I don't really advertise it that much. But what is it? It's like you know, for I upload 3 times a week, right? Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, right? Wednesday are the podcasts, which is this pretty much, and then there is the reaction videos on Friday, and then a vlog style video on Sunday. And I've been keeping up with that schedule for I don't even know how long. It's been a while though. It's been quite a while, and I'm not complaining, but it's like I've been doing this to kind of like maintain the community up until now. And you know, it's like as I get older, I have other priorities, right? So I want to do other things and that take up my time or whatever, right? So YouTube is becoming, it's not like I'm neglecting YouTube, but it's becoming less and less of a thing I want to do on an impulsive level, if that makes sense. Like a lot of YouTubers that try to do YouTube full time, like they'll make a video, like they'll spend like a whole week making a video, or they'll like bust their ass like 10 hours before their release date or something. And that was one thing I never really understood about like YouTubers who don't have an upload schedule. It's like, if you don't have an upload schedule, then why are you trying to bust your ass so hard to finish a video if nobody's expecting you to pump out that video? Like, it's like, I think of always Video Game Donkey. Like, I don't know, for some reason I think that he only uploads like once every month or every 2 months or whatever. But like, there's no like expectation. It's just like, when he puts out a video, I'll watch it because I like it. Even if it's about video games I don't give a shit about, I like them, you know? And so it's like, if you're a person who constantly puts out viral videos, there's no time expectation, right? So why are you yeah, I'm talking about you, Oriental Pearl. Like the one person who makes viral videos that I talk to on a regular basis. Yeah, sometimes she does that too. She's like, I went and filmed the video and then I had to pump it out. And I'm like, nobody's expecting you to pump that video out. What are you talking about? Like, you have no time schedule. Like, you haven't uploaded a video in a month. I don't think anyone's going to care about like another week taking place. But if it helps motivate people to get a video done, then that's awesome, right? But for me, it's like, you know, 2 videos out of the week are very low effort, low hanging fruit videos. I mean, with these rants, I am giving up like 5 hours out of my week each time to like record these, like, you know, because each recording is like an hour. And but each time I record one of these, it's you know, like, it's 1 per week, right? So like, you know, I can record a whole month's worth of rants in, because I only release like 3 a month, right? Because like I record like one of the few ones that I record that week are my like the monthly update videos for that month, right? And so that's still like 3 rants a week, and so I could get done almost like 2 months worth of rants in 1 week. Well, I guess like 1.5 months worth of rants or whatever, right? And so I don't know, it's just, it's interesting, right? Because it's like, when you figure out that like one of your videos, or one of the whatever video, right? Like one of the video series that you make can be mass produced very easily with low effort, why would you wait only like to do that once a week? And that was one thing I came across. I was like, yeah, I should do this. I should try to pump these out as quickly as possible. And I mean, like, not cut down the quality. In fact, oppositely, I think the quality has gone up because I've been making so many of these. Because like each time I do it, or I guess every week I do it, I try to add a new spin to it. I try to like learn new editing techniques, or try to, you know, I try to improve it little bit by little bit. And it's one of those things where it's like, you don't learn unless you keep at it. There's going to be a high learning curve, but the thing is that consistency is key. And this is one of the things I always try to tell my private students that are adults that are learning English, that want to seriously become fluent, is that, like, you know, it's all about consistency and embracing the suck. You're going to suck no matter what. So it's so funny. I was talking to my friend's younger brother yesterday, and he quoted a TV show I know about because the voice of Bender does the voice of the dog, but I've never actually watched it. It's called Adventure Time. I guess it came out after I moved to Japan or something, but I don't know. It's like a cartoon that is supposed to be serious or not serious. I don't know. I tried watching in Japanese. I couldn't get into it. I really didn't like the animation. It just felt very fucking lazy. Yeah, sorry if that offends any of you Adventure Time guys out there. But yeah, he's like, well, you know, the first part of doing anything is just realizing that you suck. And I'm like, that did not come from that TV show. That is like a quote from like Malcolm Gladwell and Outliers and shit. You motherfuckers. Like, give credit where credit's due. Well, to be fair, even he probably got that from somewhere else. But, I don't know. Anyway, the whole point is, though, is that it's like, yeah, you got to just embrace the suck. Embrace that you're going to not be good at the beginning, but you got to keep going and make adjustments as you move forward, right? And I think that's the problem that a lot of people have when it comes to language learning is that they, you know, it's like all these people, they try one method, they try it for maybe a month or two, and then they're like, oh, I guess this doesn't work. I'm going to try another method. And I'm like, motherfucker, when it comes to something like if you were trying to learn sword play or something or whatever, or you're trying to learn how to do architecture, you're not going to switch out of the content, or like you're not going to switch out of the learning material after 2 months. Like you gotta stay the course. You gotta fulfill, like, you know, you gotta go all the way through kind of thing. And like even if you don't learn exactly what you wanted to learn, it's gonna make it a lot more easy for you to judge other learning programs moving forward by, oh, well, this one actually has more than what I wanted, or this one has less than what I was expecting. But like you have to see it all the way through, though. That's the thing. And anyway, yeah, it's just that's another issue with people that, like, I always got. I mean, I don't think it's happened recently, but I remember there was like a dude who joined my Patreon lessons, and then he was part of the Patreon like Discord. The Patreon section of my Discord, and he's like, yeah, so I've been trying Duolingo and all this other shit, and I'm like, did you even watch all my videos that are there? And he's like, he's asking for all this advice, but he didn't go through any of my video course. And I was like, dude, if you're gonna try new shit, could you at least go through my fucking program? It's only 30 fucking videos. If you like my YouTube channel so much, you can go through those videos, man. And like, it's just like, don't insult me by wasting my time. Like, hey, I know I signed up for this course, but anyway, what do you guys think about this other course? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking bitch. But yeah, I mean, I guess, what are you getting at, Dad? The whole point is like you make a plan and you see it through, right? And so it's like, for me, I've been wanting to make, what is it? It's like, you know, I've been wanting to make like videos, like high quality videos for the longest time, but I always felt constrained by the schedule every week, because it's like, oh, well, I have to spend at least an hour and pump out a video and like edit it. And then I gotta, you know, release it and all this shit and like upload it and do all the metadata. And I mean, the whole point is like, if you see, if like, I was thinking about it the other day, how it's like, what about like Elon Musk? You know, Elon Musk is the same as anybody else. He wakes up, he's got like 16 hours a day where he's awake. He takes shits, he eats food, he goes to bed. Like, he has the same amount of time that everybody else has in their day, but he's fucking super rich. One of the richest guys in the world, right? And it's like, well, because he delegates, you know? He knows roughly what's going on in his companies, and then he delegates those responsibilities for the smaller parts to other people, right? And so when you are in charge of your own stuff, you got to delegate your own shit too. But like, if you wrote down, what am I trying to say? It's like you take away the mystery, you take away the pizzazz, or like the mythos of something when you actually write down what that person does, you know? Like what they do throughout their day, right? And so when you realize that it's like, oh, what does a brain surgeon do? Well, I mean, they studied for a long time, right? But it's like you write down like, oh, so like, oh, well, when they're a student, they were doing this much per day. If you gauge your expectations, it makes something way less intimidating to do, is what I guess what I'm trying to get at, right? And that's one thing I really love about the Patreon and the Discord, or the Patreon section of the Discord, is that all of this stuff that has helped me, I get to share in some kind of like organized format. And on top of that, I never share, like, I never like sway away. I think a lot of people learned Japanese through ADVJapan, and then they just wanted to grift, and so they made up their own material where they would just, like, you know, they're just rebranding ADVJapan. And for me, I'm not rebranding this at all. I'm clearly saying that this is ADVJapan. I learned from this. This is just my interpretation of it. I added some new things, but overall, it's still all ADVJapan. I think a lot of people don't want to admit that they're doing ADVJapan and they're just like putting a new coat of painting on there. But it's like for me, I'm like, hey, like the website is gone, so, but I need to continue on the good name of the ADVJapan, right? And so that's why because like for me, I'm like, look, Japan's population is dying, and we need to start having more babies in this country, and there's going to be more foreigners coming here. And so if I can make it easier for foreigners to learn Japanese, then like, you know, like one of the biggest issues is that people fucking don't learn the language. And then, like, they come here with this entitlement. At least if you learn the language, you can talk to people. You can have a debate with people. If you have an issue, you can explain yourself, you know? And, like, that's the biggest key, right? So, what the hell was I talking about originally? It's like, sucking at everything first, the videos. Oh, yeah, so anyway, I mean, the whole point is that, like, I've been so caught up with all these... with all the making this backlog for all this footage right now, and it's great because like I'm getting so much better at making this stuff, and the better you get at something, the more efficiently and fast like, you know, quickly you can complete the task, right? And so you know, I've been and also it helps you really think on your feet, because like you're less intimidated because you're encountering the same problem over and over again, right? And then, like, the cool thing is that if you get good at something... I remember Cracky Reeds, the best Garfield voice actor on YouTube. I remember he was saying during his live streams when somebody was like, how do you get confident? And he's like, get good at some skill. Get good at one thing or whatever. And then that will probably lead on... like, that will help you get confident and do better at other skills. Because, like, once you've mastered something... doing other things doesn't become as intimidating. Like, you understand it's going to be tough and it'll take a while, but like you're like, oh, I've already been through the gauntlet of this one thing, so like this other thing is not going to be a super fucking surprise for me or whatever, right? And so that's cool, right? And like that's one of the reasons why I really love doing YouTube and doing like, you know, learning Japanese and everything. It's just like I think that I remember, like, my mom used to... she had, like, a part-time job when I was in high school where she would teach, or not teach, she was, like, she would help out at this Alzheimer's clinic or Alzheimer's nursing home or something. And, yeah, she would just tell me how, like, afraid she was of, like, wow, these people really lost themselves. But it's also, like, these people, they would just stop learning. Like, they would just be in their own routine every day, and they wouldn't try to learn anything. They wouldn't try to exercise, and then, like, eventually they kind of slowed down to that. And it's just like, yeah, for me, I mean, like, I don't really have that many fears in life, but, like, yeah, like, one fear would be that, like, I get like Alzheimer's or something, and then like I lose myself, you know? Like, if you've ever been really high where you forget everything every 3 seconds and you just feel like you're losing your mind, and then like you realize like that might be the reality for you if you got Alzheimer's, like that's super scary, right? And well, hopefully by the time I'm older they have like a pill or something, like, you know, cyberpunky to fix that. But yeah, I mean, one of the ways that you can counteract that if you're not eating a shit ton of microplastics is by constantly learning. And that's why I really love doing puzzles. That's why I try to learn, like, you know, I want to... It's so funny, because, like, you would think after all this time that I would want to move on to another language. And I've been learning on and off French for years now, because I used to speak... Well, I mean, I mentioned this briefly on one of my live streams, but I used to speak French. I don't speak any of it anymore, but, like, my mom and dad speak French, and they would speak French to me when I was a kid. And yeah, it's just, like, I completely lost it. Like, after my parents got divorced, my mom just spoke to us in English, and it's just like, oh, man. And so, but I've always, like, I've always wanted to talk to my relatives that speak French, and, I don't know, it's just, it's a cool language. They're like, they're the only people that are just as asshole-ish as Americans, and I don't know, I've always liked the way French sounded compared to, like, German or Italian or Spanish or whatever, right? But, yeah, it's like one of those things where I never really fully committed to it, though. I've always been 100% committed to Japanese, but I'd like to be learning new things, though. Like, not just continuing to learn the things that I'm into. Like, you know, you got to learn new things, too, and you got to challenge yourself and get outside your comfort zone. But sometimes it's like you find something that's so new and challenging that you forget about the thing that you were doing before. And it's like... you know, it's one of those things where like we get compliant or we get complacent. What's the word? It's like we get so wrapped up in our comfort zone, we don't really give a shit kind of thing, right? And it's like recently I've just been doing these very, very basic translations, and they're super easy for me. So like I'm not really learning anything because I'm just doing the same thing that I've always been doing. Like, you know, like it's like translating emails, translating licenses. And it's so funny because, like, I tell these people, you could go to JAF or somewhere else to get this done. And they're like, yeah, fuck those guys. Like, you know, I'll just do it through you and your company. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That works, you know. But the whole point is like, I'm not really learning anything new by doing the same kind of translation job over and over again. And I haven't been reading as much as I used to in Japanese. And, yeah, I mean, it's just like, there's simple things where it's like you can double your immersion, or you can double your fun, or double your learning, maybe, if you figure out what you're doing that you already like to do. I mean, like, that's the kind of the key focus of ADVJapan, is that, like, you figure out what you really like, and then you just do that in Japanese, right? So it's like, if you're a programmer, make your OS into Japanese. You know, if you like watching like American TV shows, watch the Japanese version of them. If you like video games, play the Japanese version of that. It's really simple, you know. Like, start with the basics, find stuff that you like, and then do it in that language. And recently, it's just like, man, like I watch the news, but I've been watching it in English. I've been listening to podcasts, but those are in English. And it sucks because, like, Japan has their own style of, like, YouTube news channels. They have their own style of podcast channel or whatever. And I'm like, man, like, I don't... It's very, very hit or miss if they actually make, like, a quality thing. Like, one of my favorite channels to watch on YouTube is, like, that's Japanese, is Daifuku Channel, which is, like, this guy who just does constant updates on Pokemon Sleep. And I really love the way he talks because it's very New Yorker. It's very, very fast. There's a lot of inside jokes. And he's just like... he's one of those guys where it's just like, if you weren't paying attention, that joke would have slipped right over your head. And I really like his videos, but he's gotten kind of burnt out on Pokemon Sleep recently. And so he makes a lot more videos about the Pokemon trading card game that's on the smartphone now, I guess. And I'm like, dude, I don't really give a shit about that game. Come on, man, talk about the card game or whatever. And then it's like, I'm just saying, like, the stuff is out there, but you have to look for it, right? And that's the thing that stops a lot of people, is just being lazy. They want, like, you know, you come home from work, you're tired, you just want that low-hanging fruit, you know? You want to just take care of this stuff and be done with it, right? And so people are like, yeah, okay. And then, like, especially for me, too, you know, like, I'll go out, I'll do a job, and then I come back home, and I'm like, oh, man, and I turn on, like, English, and I'm like, fuck. And then I realize, like, before I go to bed, I'm like, oh, shit, I did a lot of stuff in English today, damn. And, like, last week or whatever, I totally forgot to go get my ADHD pills. And just because I was so busy with work, they totally I usually have a calendar to put this stuff in, and I forgot to put my rescheduled point into the calendar. And so, like, I'm calling them up, and I'm just sounding very rusty, and I'm like, shit, dude, like, I've been speaking English and watching, like, English YouTube all week, like, fuck, like, Japanese is like a muscle, you know, like, you gotta, you could still use it, but if you haven't used it in a while, it's gonna take some warming up. And, yeah, that's one of those things where it's just, like, if I'm in the middle, like, the center of Tokyo, the biggest city in all Japan, but then, like, I can isolate myself sometimes enough that I don't really need to use Japanese that much. And then it's like, you need to, like, imagine all the people that are, like, isolated in the countryside that only go out when, like, they're shopping or, like, to work and then go shopping or whatever. Like, imagine how easily they are not immersed in Japanese, right? It's like, you need to make an effort, man. You gotta, like, put in that effort. And, I mean, like, maybe I'm alone with this issue, right? Hopefully I am. Hopefully it's just me and you guys have your shit together and you don't ever have to, like, remind yourselves that you need to get this shit done, right? But for me, it's like, yeah, I got to do the thing, you know? I gotta remember that it's like, yeah, like, if you're gonna, like, I haven't played a Japanese game in so long just because I told myself that until I finish the YouTube backlog, I can't game on Twitch anymore, because it's just like that is like a reward for myself. And so like even on Twitch now on Sundays, I don't do the on Sundays I don't even do the like the gaming anymore. I've been trying to stream on Sunday on Twitch when I don't have any, like when the weather's bad. Like last week the weather was like just raining all day on Sunday. So it was fun though. We streamed for like I think like 4.5 hours, and we made all these reaction videos, and it was so cool because you guys got to participate in that, and that was so fun. But what am I getting at here? What the fuck am I getting at? It's just that you know, like when I'm doing something, I don't mind having fun, but I got to be productive first, you know? Like I always had a rule, especially in like high school and college, that it's like I can't go home until all of my homework is done. Did any of you guys do that too? I wonder. Like I would always go to study hall, and like even like in college, for instance, like I would not go home because I knew that I'd be playing, so I'd always go over to my friend's house after class, right? And I would just go there. It was nice because their door was open. I gotta like say thank you to those guys. They're all like, they all moved away now. They're all split up. A lot of them married fat white women. Maybe it's probably better. They all married like liberal crazy fat white chicks. Yeah, but anyway, it's just like yeah, they always had their door was always unlocked. You could come in and just sit down and study with everybody, and then I'm like, okay, I finished the assignment for today. Now I can go home. Now like I can do whatever the fuck I want with my day, and it's consequence free because I already got done the shit that I needed to get done, right? And so it's like same thing with like in the morning, right? Like for this stuff, it's like for me, I was always like, okay, let's get work done first, and then we can have fun. And like I had that issue with my buddy Jim a little bit ago, where I was like, come on, buddy, like let's go and film some arcade videos. Like I want to play some arcade games, man. And he's like, I'm not in the mood. And I'm like, it's been months, dude. Get in the fucking mood. And he's like, you want to hang out? And I'm like, well, okay, we can hang out, but it's gonna wait till the end of the week until I get shit done. Like, you know, I have stuff that I want to get done, man. Like, you know, and I don't know. He's just in a bitch ass mood right now. But I mean, the whole point is like I can't, like, if I remember like Casey Neistat said, he's like, I hate having free time. It's like I can't just sit down and enjoy the pool. Like I need to always be doing something. And I don't know, do you guys ever get like that? I feel like a lot of people get anxiety or they get anxious because they think that they need to, like, if they're not doing something, they don't feel like in control. Or maybe it's just like, I remember when I was younger, I would feel shitty because I'm like, oh man, I gotta do this. I gotta finally like get this shit done. And but like there was never really like a big drive or purpose, or like there wasn't an end goal, right? I think the whole thing is like, as long as you have an end goal, then you can enjoy the process. But if you don't even have a visualized end goal for this, then you're just kind of like just drifting your boat, you know, like you're just like rowing your boat in circles kind of thing. And you're just doing it at a different pace than everybody else. And so it's like, for me, my Japanese is just like, I want to get it so fluent that I know that I'll never be extremely native fluent, but I just, for me, like, I need to maintain my Japanese, but also, like, my students, like, especially the younger ones, they know that I'm bilingual. They know that I speak Japanese, but it's just, I need to remind myself when I get into bad habits. And like one of the bad habits is like, I was watching an old video, like an old vlog I released, where it's like Oriental Pearl and I are going around for Valentine's Day and we're giving out chocolate. And for some reason, I'm not speaking like Japanese. I'm speaking, well, I mean, it was kind of like a foreigner style looking event. So of course I was sounding like more foreigner-ish or whatever you want to call it. And I was just like, yeah, you know, this is cool. This is fun. But I was like, yeah, like I don't normally talk like that. Why am I talking like that? I sound like such like a goober, you know? But anyway, yeah, I don't know. That's my I was just thinking about that recently, you know? Like, it's just you need to remind yourself to get back on track. That's what's the most important thing. So it's like I'm going through my journal and I'm like, shit, I have not updated my Anki cards recently. I haven't done my Anki deck. I haven't brushed my teeth as often as I should recently. And it's like, damn it, like I've been letting my my YouTube backlog project kind of take hold of everything right now at the moment, and when I need to focus on all this other bigger, more important shit, right? And so yeah, it's just like finding that balance, right? Like the health, wealth, and love, the mind, body, and spirit. But yeah, one thing I'm hoping is that like once I get this YouTube backlog done, at least for I mean, the cool thing is like, again, the more you do it, the more you polish it up. So it's like I try to set up bookmarks through my browser and stuff, and also like download stuff onto like folders onto my computer where it's like, oh, okay, like I have like just to like, oh, I really wanted to watch this video game. Well, let's watch it instead of watching a let's play of it in English. Let's watch a Japanese let's player. Oh, there's a live stream going on, or like I want to like talk to somebody on a live stream. Okay, let's watch a Japanese person that's live streaming instead. Like, you know, you need to. I mean, that's one thing that again, like I shouted out Eric in one of these other videos, but I'm doing it again. Eric from Kaidi and Eric's YouTube channel, he was live streaming the other day, and I rated him. And you know, like this, I'm not on bad terms with them at all either. You know, like I'm not, like, what is it? We're not like super best friends or something, but like we're friendly acquaintances, right? And like we've talked briefly about stuff, like when they wanted to get a motorcycle license, I talked to them. When they were talking about going on a long vacation after they bought their house, I showed them how to dehumidify their house so it doesn't get mold. Like, it was just little things where it's like they've always been nice to me, so I don't mind giving them suggestions and shit. But anyway, I rated Eric, and he was like, hey man, you know, I was thinking about you the other day. And I was like, oh, cool, what's up? And he's like, well, you know, what did he say? He's like, I was thinking about you while I was riding the train, and I was like, I'm really jealous that you, not just in English, but in Japanese, you can just meet these random people, and you can befriend them so easily, and you can get them to like you. And he's like, I've always struggled with that. I'm very introverted. And it's like, this is a guy who gets out of the house way more than I do. Like, you know, he's smarter than me. He's more talented than me, in my opinion. But and like he's way better, like way more better travel than me, kind of thing. But I really like that compliment. It's just like, yeah, when I was a kid, I had to move around a lot, and so when you're constantly having to make friends, like I saw what happened to the other kids that not all of them, but like some of the other kids that also had to move around a lot, and they were just whiny little bitches, and they're like, oh, nobody likes me, I'm just gonna be emo and hope that somebody talks to me. And it's like, you can't go through life acting like that. You gotta be proactive. You always have to be proactive about this stuff. No one's gonna help you. You gotta help yourself. And it's like, yeah, I realized, like, when other people are curious, but they're just too afraid to make the first move, you go and talk to them first or whatever, right? But I mean, the whole point is, like, Eric was very nice. He complimented me on that, and it's just like, yeah, man, like, what is the point I'm getting at here? God damn it! It's just the whole point is, like, you got to do stuff. You got to just, like, not wait for people to give you permission. You just got to give yourself permission to go and do this shit, right? And yeah, here, wait, I'm gonna pause this for a second. I need to collect my thoughts. Okay, sorry guys, I had to take like a 5-second breather for a second there. I was like, what am I rambling on about? Fuck. And also, I had to switch out the gameplay footage. There was like gameplay footage of this Mario shit playing, and it was really annoying, and it's just ugly. And I was like, okay, we gotta swap this out. So I got Zelda instead, this Zelda mod. It's so cool that like young people now are like, I want to mod N64 games. So I'm like, wait, you can do that? And they're like, yeah. I was like, shit, the only modding I remember was like Super Mario, Nintendo, and like Pokemon and shit. This is cool. But anyway, yeah. So it's just like, how do you get back on track, guys, of like, if you lost your immersion or whatever, how do you keep doing it? It's like, well, the first thing you gotta do is just like, where did you leave off, kind of thing, right? I mean, like, it's always helpful to me if I find out, oh, where did I leave off? Okay, I can just start back from here, kind of thing, right? And so it's like, for me, where was I? I was listening to, I was like watching a lot of Japanese Let's Plays, specifically for like games that were a lot of, they were like very heavy script. and dialogue. So like this one guy, I really love watching him. His name is TP Gaming. It stands for Toilet Paper Gaming. And he's this dude that, like, nobody fucking watches, but he's, like, the one thing is like, you gotta find these Let's Players who have finished games, not just, like, this is the one thing, too, I really love about Japanese gamers, is, like, that Let's Players do not write down in English for their playlists, is that if a Japanese gamer has, if they finish the game, they'll have a little quotation at the very end of the playlist that says completed, and then it will say, like, not completed or whatever, or, like, in the middle of. And I don't know, it's really great, especially if it's like an RPG or something, because they'll usually read you the dialogue as it's happening or whatever. It's just, and it's fun to have it play. A lot of people don't realize that it's like when it comes to Japanese or any language that you're trying to learn, it's not so much that you focus on it, it's just that you constantly have it playing in the background. It's always there as a reminder to, like, you know, like, you're training your ears to, like, pick up the certain patterns, and also that, like, you know, it's reminding you, like, oh, did you read a book today? Did you do your flashcards? And that's, like, one thing, too, that's just like, dude, I have all this time in the day. There's no way that I can't just sit down for, like, an hour. There's no excuse of why I can't sit down for at least 30 minutes to an hour to read something. And I like it, too, because it's like, it's two birds, one stone, right? Like, I'll sit down and read, and then if I don't know a word, I'll highlight it to put into Anki for later, and I'll just take and then, like, after I finish the book, I'll take pictures of all the pages that I didn't know, and then I'll use a text grabbing, like, software from, like, Line or whatever, and then I'll just extract the text, and then I'll use ChatGPT to make the furigana version of the sentences, and then if I want to go the extra step, I'll make the sentences into English too. And I wouldn't do this for work, but I don't mind doing it for the flashcards, because usually it's like, I don't really care about the English translation as long as I understand the Japanese one, but the furigana version of the sentence is really important. And I noticed that it doesn't really screw up that much as long as I do them like 5 sentences at a time. If I said like 50 or whatever, it's too much for it to process, but 5 to 10 at a time, and it gets it done really well. And you know, the whole point is, though, is like, you can't really you can't rely on the AI to learn for you, though, but you can have it help you learn, and that's really important, right? Because, like, what's the whole point of like, all these people that come here and they'll use their translators, and that's fine. And I think in a way it is good that people are using their phone translators, because it teaches them that they need to speak. I mean, hopefully it does. But, like, hopefully they learn that, like, if you're going to use a translator, you have to be very simplified, short, easy to understand sentences, you know? And it is nice that it bridges the gap between people or whatever, right? But, yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, like, if you're going to live somewhere, you really need to learn the language, right? And if you're going to do ADVJapan, it's simple. It's like, you got to immerse, and you got to do your flashcards. And for me, it's like, and also reading too. Like, this is one thing that people don't understand, is like, you don't need to understand the whole fucking book. You don't need to understand the whole page or whatever, but because, like, if it's something interesting, you won't mind going through it 2 or 3 more times, right? And I have these books in front of me that I have fucking, it's been taking me forever to get through them. And like, one thing I want to do this year that's different from all the other years, I mean, like, the fun thing is like, you grow. Like, you take pictures, and then you review those as you grow, right? And I was like, I was going through some old pictures of my apartment when I first moved in here. And it is funny how, like, the apartment has come along so much. Like, when I first moved in here, there was, like, barely any furniture. And, yeah, like, I had to order everything. Like, I had to order my shelves, had to order my bed, had to order my kotatsu, my rugs, just all this stuff, right? And, like, even this giant mirror and shit. And it's just so funny, because, like, I was looking at this picture of, like, maybe the first 6 months I was here, and it's just like, I'm using all these little shitty mirrors that are combined together really crappily to, like, become one mirror or whatever. And I had, like, this tiny little shelf with nothing on it. And now it's like my whole place, it feels a lot more solid. It feels more not contained, but what do you mean? It's like there's a rhyme and reason for everything in my apartment. Like, I'll see these apartment videos of, like, people, not just, like, Japanese, but, like, you know, just people in general, and there's just, like, shit laying on the floor. Like, you know, they just throw their dirty clothes on the floor. There's no like organization, and like my apartment is very functional, and I like that. But one of the things that this is like another thing too. I remember some of my friends, they would buy books, and then they're like, oh, you know, like it takes up too much space, so I'm just gonna get the Kindle. And I'm like, for me, I like having the books as a trophy. You know, I'm like, yeah, I read that, and now I keep that there so I can reference it later if I want to, but also I can maybe lend it to other people too. And that's another thing I'm doing this year, is that I have like this big VHS collection, but I have at least 100 videos that are like, I don't really care to watch them again. Like, it was fun to watch them once, but like I don't really give a shit. Like, I've got like that James Woods movie called Killer, and like Major League 1, 2, and 3. I mean, they were fun movies, but I don't really care to watch them again for a while. And so it's like I want to kind of clear up the space on my shelves. And so I'm like, okay, why don't I? But I have, you know, a tiny, small shoebox apartment, right? So I'm limited in space. But I'm like, why don't I put some of this VHS into boxes and just put them on the shelves that are behind my TVs, because they have a bunch of empty space back there, and then I can start putting English books there instead, right? And like of ones that I really liked that I can lend to people. And also it's fun. Like, you know, you have like the Goodreads website where you can track all the books that you've read, kind of like you can watch like with all the movies on Letterboxd or whatever. But having the books physically here, it's something else. And I realized like I barely have any English books in here, and it's all Japanese books, and like I'd say 80 to 90% are comic books, which isn't bad. But you know, it's so funny because it's like I'd like to compare how much text is in, let's say, like a manga like Shima Kosaku, which is like a business manga. Like, how much text is in there compared to like a regular Japanese novel, like light novel? Because I wonder, like, is it 50% more text in the light novel? Is it 30% more? I'd like to know, because if you can read a business manga pretty quickly, you could probably read a light novel very quickly. I mean, the one thing that made it easier for me to read books back in the day is that I thought of blogs, or I thought as chapters as blogs. So, like, if you look at a blog, like, especially if it's somebody who, like, God, man, I mean, I used to love reading blogs, and you would think about it, like, you know, sometimes these blogs would be, like, more than a couple paragraphs, right? Like, sometimes it would be, like, 10 paragraphs or whatever, but it was fun because it was talking about a subject that you were interested in. And so it's, like, it makes me sad when people don't want to read books, because it's like, look, if you think of chapters as a blog post, because before you read a blog, before you read a blog post, you see the title, you have an idea about, like, okay, well, this is the author, he's part of this, like, he has his own blog, and it's about, I don't know, like, learning Japanese or something, and this one blog post is specifically talking about learning Japanese through dubbed media or something, and then it's like there's 10 paragraphs of that, but you already know what the topic is, you know where the author is coming from, and so it's like the same thing with books, right? It's just like, oh, you already know the author. Like, a lot of people, they'll read a book and they don't even know about the author. They don't understand, like, what the author's background is, why they're writing the book, and half the time they don't even understand what the fucking book is about. So it's like, if you looked at a book, like a blog, like a blog website, which I know nobody fucking reads anymore, it would be way less intimidating for you to read and just process this data. And I think a lot of people, like, it's like Higo Simon said, like, you need to if there's something that you're bored or, like, you don't give a shit about, but you need to learn it, you need to trick yourself into finding something about that you find interesting, that you can relate to, in order to learn that. And it's going to make it way more easier to retain the knowledge that you got from that. And anyway, it's just like, yeah, that's the whole thing, man. It's like, I don't know. It's just, you gotta work on it. You gotta go back to the basics. And it is funny, though. One thing I really do, that I'm really grateful for, is that, like, the streaming websites like Netflix and Unext, the ones that I use, not so much Unext for the older videos, but, like, they all have, like, automatic Japanese dub settings. And so if I watch something new, like, I was watching Invincible Season 3 the other day, and I was just watching it in Japanese, and it reminded me that like I know what The Boys sounds like in English because I've only watched the clips of The Boys on YouTube in English. I haven't watched them in Japanese, but I watched the whole series in Japanese, and so it's like I get the best of both worlds, right? I get the highlights in English, but I get the overall experience in Japanese. And thanks to the streaming websites, they want to make it as appealing as possible to the natives, so they'll try to make a Japanese version of everything. And that was the cool thing about like Rick and Morty, Better Call Saul. When those series came out, you could watch them from the beginning in Japanese. It used to be that you'd have to wait for the English version to come out, and then after a couple months they would give you the Japanese version. But now they release them at the same time, so you don't need to wait. And that's so fucking awesome. That's badass. But that's one thing that I am proud of, is that like I don't really maybe I should use English subtitles on occasion just to confirm something, but I'd rather watch something one time and then not understand and then just rewatch it again in Japanese to get it. Like what is it? There was a specific example. What was I thinking of? Specific example. Oh yeah, like in Solo Leveling, there was a scene where the main character is getting scouted by like a warrior company, or a company that hires, you know, people that are warriors that fight in the fantasy world or whatever. And this one guy was like, hey, I noticed that you've been like reserving a lot of these gates, or these raid spots, and yeah, like, you know, like our company would like to, you know, reserve those too, but you already beat us each time, and yeah, like we also want to hire you, and blah 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 blah. And so and I was like, what? They're negotiating, but I didn't understand about what, because the guy was originally trying to negotiate for the guy to join his company, but then they're negotiating about this completely different thing, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I had to rewatch it like 2 or 3 times in Japanese to fully get it. And like that's another thing that like caught me up, is that like if I was lazy, if I wanted that low-hanging fruit, I would have just immediately switched it to English. But it's like, that's not fun. There's no challenge there. And I think a lot of people, when they're first trying to learn Japanese, they don't understand that it's like, the whole point is that you're not supposed to understand it. You're supposed to, like if you think about it, like let's think about it, it's like 50 years ago, you're in Japan, there's no translator, there's no like Google, and like you have to know this stuff. There's nobody there to help you. Barely anyone speaks English, and like you got to try to figure it out. You know, you got to be intuitive about this shit. And so yeah, but like a lot of people, they're just like, well, I like Japan, but I'm gonna turn the subtitles on. And I mean, hell, maybe in the future with the AR goggles or whatever, the Google goggles, maybe they'll be able to record, like, translate stuff in real time. But that being said, I mean, like, it's still, it's like a shortcut, you know, like it's a shortcut temporary bridge. But when that bridge gets destroyed, how are you gonna cross it again, you know? So yeah, and it's just like, again, like I gotta get back on my shit for when it comes to immersion and doing all this shit, where it's just like you need to read, you need to be as Japanese as you can for the things that you like, you know, and then it's easier to branch out to the things that you don't really give a shit about. Like I post way too much about English, like, you know, American politics on my Twitter account, and I don't like it. But part of me really wants to stay away from Japanese politics, because you think the crazy leftists or right people in America are like fucking intimidating and scary. The Japanese ones are way worse, 100 times worse. So you don't want to get on their radar, you know, like you don't want to fuck with those guys. And so it's like, but also Japanese politics too. It's like it's one of those things where there's not a lot of fun outlets to learn about this. Like, you know, if I want to learn about English news, there, or like American related news, there's so many outlets that are interesting and they know how to keep my attention. But the Japanese ones are just kind of lame, and it's always the same kind of cookie cutter stuff, and so I don't get interested in that. But like I would like to learn more about like higher level Japanese stuff like that. Like I was thinking about I remember I've been to a courthouse twice in Japan, once in Tokyo and once in Chiba. And I didn't know that you could just go to there and you can just be like, yeah, you just sign in, and then you can just see whatever court case is happening right there, and anybody can really join. If it's open to the public, you can watch any trial that's happening. And I don't know, I was like, wow, like what a great way to learn legalese or legal Japanese if you want to go and like see that. And that's one thing that like really sucks, that like I wish they would give the option for more young people. It's like if they could give a whole year for young people, like imagine how good the system would be, or like how many good workers or whatever like could reform an old system if kids, like, you know, like maybe once a year for elementary school, middle school, and high school, these kids, for every day of the school year, they just go to a different job. They go to a different job in a different industry, and then by the time they graduate high school, they'll have more of a solid idea of what career they want to do, or what they want to try out at least, and then and like go from there, right? You know, like, and then they could really choose. But it's like you give them no option. And like in Japan, at least they kind of do this with the shakai benkyo. They have like what is it called? It's I forgot the exact name of it, but they have something similar where kids can go out for like it's career day, but usually it's just like they either go to this like amusement park where the kids get to pretend to work these different jobs, like working at the train station or working at McDonald's or whatever. But usually career days, like you just go and hang out with your dad or something. But I don't even know how common that is now in 2025 or whatever. But I mean, the whole point is it's just like it's the mild exposure effect, right? Like if all these kids were like, oh shit, like you go to like McDonald's and you're like, this guy's been working here 40 years and like I don't want to be that guy. Like, yeah, fuck that. Like I gotta get on my ass, gotta go do something. Or it's like you see somebody and they're working at this computer job and they're like all weird and stuff or whatever, and you're like, I don't want to be working around those people. I mean, the whole point is just like showing you the options will help you narrow down your own options, kind of thing, right? And that's cool. I like that. And it is ma'am. It is ma'am, by the way. But yeah, it's just like for learning Japanese too. Like people are like, well, what would I do? Like I was trying to tell my you know, like I was telling my friend's younger brother the other day that because he wants to move to Japan, but now he's like considering working like for Twitter, or like he just wants to work for like a Silicon Valley kind of tech company. And I'm like, well, if you work there, you're not really going to ever really need to learn Japanese, and you probably won't even, because you're not going to move to Japan. You're probably going to be like stuck in America. And I was like, well, if you want to do that, you really need to focus on getting that kind of job and then worry about learning Japanese afterwards. Like, you know, you really got to focus on like 3 real main things, and then once you get those done on the daily, then you focus on the side projects. And I was like, it's cool that you want to learn Japanese and stuff, but like if you're never going to fucking live in Japan, there's no real point in learning Japanese, in my opinion. I mean, like Cracky Reads, he's got what everyone needs. Cracky Reads, the live streamer, I mean, he learned Japanese. He's never been in Japan, but he likes Japanese. He likes Japanese video games, so it's fun for him. But I mean, his main thing is that he's a translator, right? So unless you're trying to be a translator or a historian or something where you're like need to know the language, you gotta prioritize your shit is all I'm saying. You know, you gotta prioritize your stuff. But anyway, what else? Is there anything else I want to say? This Zelda game looks fucking cool, man. I love the fact that they modded this. What is this one called? It's called Zelda 64 Spooky Murder House. Fuck yeah, dude. That's badass. And they've got like a guy doing bonsai and then another dude doing calligraphy. That's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, guys, what do you think about today's rant? I kind of rambled more than I wanted to. I think for maybe for tomorrow's rant, I'll probably do more of a whatchamacallit, more of a I'll write down I'll record a rant that I wrote down outlines for. Yeah, it wasn't a bad sleep last night, but it wasn't a super good sleep either last night too. So, yeah, I'm a little bit off my game this morning. But anyway, point is, yeah, guys, did you make it this far? Where are you? You know, what are you doing? Big shout out to everybody in the Premiere chat. If you guys made it this far, do me a favor and write down in the comment section. Yeah, melt the ice demon. write down a sentence saying melt the ice demon, because right now in the video he's melting some ice demons or something. And yeah, don't forget to smash the like button. We always do a live stream after these recordings too, so I'll probably be popping the URL for the live stream in there as well. And if you like these podcast rant things and you want to hear more of them, especially if you're doing chores or whatever, then yeah, go and click on that playlist I'll put as the top comment, and you guys can go check that out. But anyway, like always, guys, thanks so much for the love and support. Y'all stay black, and you know, Prozzy, keep your stick on the ice, man. You know, spray hard and spray fierce, guys. Anyway, you guys have a good day, and Taihen Peanuts Otsukare-sama deshita. Yeah, buddy.